What's good, everybody, man? This the kid DC Wrestling back once again with another video here to bring you all your preview and predictions for Impact Wrestling's first pay-per-view of 2023, Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill. This is gonna be a good show, man. Impact Wrestling, I've been saying it so many times, truly underrated in what they do. Pay-per-views, really, really good, and I really think that looking at this card for Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill, again, this being their first pay-per-view of the year, this is going to be a really, really good show for the company. So we're not going to waste any time, man. We're going to get straight to it. We're just going to start from the bottom and work our way up. We got Rick Swann versus Steve Macklin. This is a falls count anywhere matchup. Now, you already know these two guys are going to be beating the absolute heck out of each other all over the Impact stage. But if I had to pick a winner, I do feel as though Rick Swann is gonna get the win. Just some way or another, I feel like he's gonna pull up the win over Steve Macklin. But that's just me. So my prediction is Rick Swann. So the next match is for the Impact Digital Media Championship. Joe Hendry versus Moose. And honestly, I've been because like I said, I don't really watch that much Impact. I'll watch Impact like the clips on YouTube and not tune into the full shows. But it seems like this Joe Henry dude is getting somewhat of a good feedback on Impact Wrestling. You feel me? And honestly, you know, he's pretty good, but I still feel like some way or another, Moose is gonna beat Joe Hendry and become the new Impact Digital Media Championship. I know some may look at it as that me being a mark for Moose, but I just feel that way. I mean, it should be a pretty good match between the both guys, but I think Moose is gonna end up just stomping Joe Hendry into the ground and end up becoming the new champion. So that's my prediction for that match. Now, we have a four-way match player for the number one contender for the Impact Knockouts World Championship, Deonna Purrazzo versus Killer Kelly versus Masha Slamovicic versus Taylor Wilde. So, some way or another, this should be a solid match though between the four women. I feel like some way or another, I'm gonna go with Deonna Purrazzo. I think she might end up winning this match, becoming the number one contender. And if not her, maybe Masha Slamovicic, but I feel like some way or another, Deonna Purrazzo is going to be the one to become the new Impact Knockouts champion, number one contender. So we'll see what happens there. Now, the Impact X Division Championship is on the line. Trey Miguel will take on Black Taurus. This should be a really good match. Don't really follow that much on Black Taurus. I know that he is from, I believe he's from Lucha Libre AAA. So you already know how these X Division matches be. These X Division matches be some of the really matches that be still in the show at these Impact shows. So I won't be surprised at all. These guys end up pulling out a banger. You feel me? But I do think in the end, I do think Trey Miguel is still and will remain the Impact X Division champion. Next, we have a fatal four-way tag team elimination match player for the Impact World Tag Team Championships. The Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin versus Heath and Rhino versus the major players Brian Myers and Matt Cardona versus the Bullet Club, Ace Austin and Chris Bay. Yeah, some way or another, I think the Motor City Machine Guns retain. Fatal four way. This should be good. These are really good. These are some really good tag teams. But I do think in the end, and it might come down between the Motor City Machine Guns and Heath and Rhino. But in the end, I think the Motor City Machine Guns retain their titles. It's good to see the Motor City Machine Guns be world champ, tag team champs. We all know how good the Motor City Machine Guns are. I mean, they're literally Impact Wrestling OGs. So I still somewhere or another I feel like they retain their title here. Now, Jonathan Gresham, who by the way, he is the newest acquisition to Impact Wrestling, which despite everything that's been going on, obviously what happened in the other company, it's pretty good for him, to be in a company, especially with his girl, because his girl Jordan Grace is also in Impact as well. But he's taking on Eddie Edwards, and like I said, this should be a really good match. we all know Josh Alexander for who he is. We all know Eddie Edwards for who he is. But I don't think Eddie Edwards is gonna win. I feel like with someone like Josh Gresham, someone who just came into Impact Wrestling, you want to build him up, as a strong contender, um, and definitely like give him that brand new start here in Impact Wrestling. I think a win over like Eddie Edwards, someone who's been a namesake here in Impact Wrestling for many years now, would do good for Gresham. So I think Gresham beats Eddie Edwards in this one. I don't see Eddie winning this one. All right, next we have a title versus career match for the Impact Knockouts World Championship. Jordan Grace and Mickey James. I'm very conflicted here because at one side I'm thinking Jordan Grace wins, retains the Impact Knockouts title, ends the career of Mickey James. But at the same time, I'm like, nah, I think somewhere or another, I think Mickey James wins here. Wins the Impact Knockouts title. Keeps her career alive. But if I had to pick, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Mickey James. This is her last rodeo. This is her last rodeo. Let's give Mickey James, one last good title run. You feel me? One last good title run. Make it last a good few months. Make it as good as you can. Because again, this is her last rodeo. But it could, like I said, it can go the other way. They might have Jordan Gracie pull out the win in the career of Mickey. But I feel like if I had to pick one gal, I think it's got to go with the hardcore country girl, Mickey James. So I got her winning the Impact Knockouts World title. And what will be the main event? Josh Alexander versus Bully Ray for in a full metal mayhem match for the Impact World Championship. You know, with everything that's been going on in the world of wrestling, there's been so many, segments, feuds that we've been saying, oh my goodness, what a feud that was. What a segment that was, man. Oh my goodness, that was off the charts. I feel as though, and again, this goes back to what I'm saying, that Impact Wrestling is criminally underrated because with the spot they're in, they barely get a lot of recognition. Josh Alexander and Bully Ray, their feud, their build up to the match. I know people are gonna say Bully Ray's old, he's out of touch. Bully Ray still got it. Bully Ray's like what, 50 something years old, I think. 40, yeah, 51. The dude's 51 years old, and he's still garnering that heel heat. This Josh Alexander and Bully Ray build up to the show has just been, in my opinion, really good. You know, even I feel like even if someone who hasn't even watched Impact Wrestling in a few years, can you show them this storyline, you show them these segments, even they'll be like, wow, you know what, this is pretty good. And when it comes to the match, Bully Ray could win. Bully Ray could become the Impact World Champion, garner that heel heat, get that, kind of similar to Mickey James, that one last run. But at the same time, I personally feel like Alexander would win because, don't get me wrong, Bully Ray's cool. I like Bully Ray. Love the Dudleys. Legends. Hall of Famers. But I feel as though, knowing that Josh Alexander, as we just heard, he's the longest reigning Impact World Champion, I personally feel like it would leave somewhat of a little bit of a sour taste in my mouth, knowing that this incredible reign from Josh Alexander, because if you've been looking at his reign since he won the title, he's been having an amazing reign as champ. I personally feel like it would be a little sour taste in my mouth, knowing that his incredible reign got ended by Bully Ray out of all people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it could be anybody, then at least be one of like the young Impact players. You know what I'm saying, or something like that. But we'll see what happens. But as far as the match goes, I personally think Alexander comes. I think Bully Ray comes in, does the job, helps Alexander gets over, and I think Alexander retains his Impact World Championship. So, but this is gonna be a really crazy match because these two have been dying to get their hands on one another, especially Alexander after everything Bully Ray has been putting him through for the past few weeks slash month or so. But I hope you all enjoyed my Impact Wrestling Hard to Kill preview and predictions for 2023. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment to the channel. This has been the Kid DC Wrestling, and so yeah.